Hi, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, my introduction video, I spoke a little bit about purpose, and our purpose is for being here, our purpose for being in this world and on earth. I wanted to talk a little bit today about when a person try to avoid their purpose, try to get away from their purpose, is afraid of their purpose. And in order to do so, I'll tell a little story about the road to Nineveh that Jonah had to go through in order to reach his purpose. Nineveh is a place in the Bible located in the Middle East. God wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh to tell the people there that they needed to change their ways. There was a lot of corruption going on there, a lot of murder and people taking advantage of other people in that city called Nineveh. And so God had told Jonah to go to Nineveh and tell the people to change their ways and become better people. Jonah decided that he didn't want to go to Nineveh. There was a lot of very powerful people in Nineveh, and Jonah felt like he would not be listened to, and he would not be welcomed, and that he would be outnumbered by all the powerful people in Nineveh. Jonah decided that he would go away from Nineveh. He would go the opposites of Nineveh. And so Jonah chartered a boat, and he got on that boat that was going in the opposite direction of Nineveh. As he was on his way, a storm came, and the storm was very rough and a very dangerous storm, and it almost capsized the boat that he was on. After the crew going through the storm for a while, they decided that there was a problem on that boat. Jonah decided, hey, look, I know I'm going the wrong way. I should be going towards Nineveh. I'm the problem on the boat. So he admitted to the crew that he was the problem. And they decided to throw him over the boat into the depths of the sea. Once he hit the waters, he was swallowed up by a whale. And he spent 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a whale. Finally, the whale spit him up on the shores of Nineveh, where he was to go and do what God had asked him to do. Now, I want to relate that to anyone who may be trying to run away from their purpose. God might have told you what your purpose was, and you decided that maybe you didn't like where you had to be in your purpose. It could be a particular job that you would work in a particular place to minister and help and be of service to people in that job. But you may not want to work in a particular place like that. It may not be what you want your career to be. So you run away from the job, which is your Nineveh. Because that is the purpose that God has for you in that particular place. Sometimes, you just may feel like you may not be welcomed at a certain place where your purpose is. You may feel like it's dangerous. You may feel like it's very uncomfortable. And so you decide to go the opposites of where God is calling you to. But I want you to know that if God is calling you to a particular place for a particular purpose, and your purpose will be being of service to other people and helping folks in areas in their lives that they need someone of your stature to help them in, God will provide all of your needs in whatever area that you need in life. You won't have to worry about going hungry. You won't have to worry about financial needs. You would not have to worry about even your health needs. God will provide all that you need in the area of His purpose for your life. And so I would encourage you, if you are in a situation like this where you may be worried about the area of purpose that God is calling you to, and you may be afraid, because fear will stop you from doing many things that you're supposed to do. Fear is crippling. And so if you are afraid to take the leap and follow the path that God has called you for, I strongly encourage you that you go ahead and run towards your purpose. If you do not know what your purpose is, ask God. Say, God, reveal to me my purpose. And I guarantee you that in some way, form, or fashion, God will allow you to understand and know what your purpose is. I'm using Nineveh as purpose. That was Jonah's purpose, but your purpose could be any place in life, any situation in life that God wants you to be in order to be of service to an individual who is actually maybe praying and asking God to send someone to help them in their situation. You could be a school teacher. God may be calling you there. There may be a young child that needs the loving that you would give any particular child in your classroom in order for them to feel they are worthy of love. Some people do not feel like they're worthy of love. And so once you know your purpose, run towards your purpose. I hope that this is encouragement for you, and I hope that you will realize your purpose and that fear will not take over your drive to fulfill the purpose that God has for you in this life. Thank you for listening, and I will continue with more videos.